where we talk about all things metal. I just want to start off by saying I think we've already done California. I really believe that. I might have to go down through the list and just start adding the states that I haven't done. But just in case we have, I apologize ahead of time. If not, then you'll get to know some new bands. If not, we're just gonna have a repeat of what we might have already talked about. Who knows? So, I mean, it doesn't seem to do a very good job keeping track of everything because I've lost track myself. So I might have to go down through all my videos and write them down so that way I know which ones I've done and which ones I have not yet done. Because it said California and Ohio I haven't done yet, but I could have sworn I've done Ohio and California, but I could be wrong. It's hard to say. Um, I just want to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for everybody that's been on here live and talking to me, and also the wonderful comments from everybody, including certain individuals, and you know who you are. Um, and to let me explain some things. I don't know if I should do this at the beginning and the end, but probably at the end. We'll focus on the 20 bands that we are planning on talking about first. So, with that said, I will start off with some of the. Let's see here. What's the up and coming bands from California, which I think we've already talked about, but who knows? Yeah, because well, I know I've talked about Black Flag before, but I'm not sure if it was from California or they're from other places too. Sorry, I can have a hard time talking here. Sorry. Number 20 is Black Flag through a non though not strictly metal, hardcore punk band, a significant influence on the California thrash scene, particularly with their fast tempos and aggressive energy and socially conscious lyrics. Yeah, I think I've done this one or something. I don't know. It's hard saying. The number 19 is Iced Earth from Tampa Bay, Florida. Well, not from California. Some members hail from the state, and the band's brand power metal, known for its soaring vocals and epic themes and galloping riffs, has this has a dedicated fan base in California metal scene. Okay, so basically, their fans are mostly from California, but they're from Tampa Bay, Florida, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, moving on. Number 18 is Ghost from Sweden. While not from California, this band is a theatrical and melodic takes on heavy metal with a focus of sonic themes as oh 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 hey, how's it going? How's it going, Kylie? See, it's not showing you on here at all. Oh, now there's three people all of a sudden. Okay, well, that helps out. How are you doing? Give me 1 second here. I'm going to try to get all messages, not just top messages, so that way I can see everybody's messages because I don't like that. Themes has a significant following from in the state, particularly among fans who enjoy a touch of spectacle with their music. It's basically, theatrics. Number 17 is was it Kylie? Kylie. Oh, I'm sorry. I was on late. Hello, how's it going? Carson the Great and Kylie, how are you doing? Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. It's like cool. Alster? I hope I said that right. Alster, yeah. Looks like Alster. Man, I got all kinds of little notifications at the top of my screen too. That's driving me nuts. Anyway, number 17 is Fit for an Autopsy. They're from New Jersey, not well from California. Some of the members do hail from California. And the band is a force of deathcore known for their brutal soundscapes and technical proficiencies and retrospect lyrics. Yeah, introspect lyrics. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Definitely love it. Appreciate it. That's why I always try to make sure I mention that at the beginning because, people are new. You know, it's not like people don't know. Most people do ask that, right? I mean, on any other channel Thank you, Carson. Thank you. Hello, how's it going? Sabaton? Oh, and Megan. Hello, Megan. How are you doing? Man, there's a lot of people on here. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's awesome. Cool. Well, that's good. 5 subscribers is a good way to get started. Hey, I started with 5 subscribers too. I'm down to, I think I'm maybe now with the people that's just recently subscribed almost 200, but I don't think I'm quite there. Oh, good morning from India. Oh, cool. Thank you, Megan. Cool, cool, cool. How are you? Awesome. Okay, number 16 is Vane, a force of progressive metalcore known for their unique blend of dagent atmospheric elements and emotional depth. I don't know. It'd be interesting. They're from Sacramento, California. It's number 16. Oh, Melvin's I've heard about. Where am I from? I am from Colorado, Colorado Springs. So, yeah, I am the not quite so warm state. Yeah, I could do that. I just got to make sure I can find you, and that way I have it on there. You can always send me. How about this? Send me a link to your channel on the comments on this video. That way I can find your channel easier, right? And plus you can actually maybe somebody else will subscribe to your channel too while you're at it. That'd be cool. From Kentucky. Oh, cool. I lived in Kentucky for a while. I graduated from Nicholasville, Kentucky. Even though I'm not originally from Kentucky, I'm from Ohio, moved to Colorado, moved to Kentucky, moved back. So, yeah, it's one of those things. Number 15 is the Melvins from Aubrey, Wisconsin, I guess. Well, not from California. This grunge and sludge metal band has a significant following in the state's diverse metal scenes. Primus is number 14 from San Francisco. I'm from the U.S. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Cool. Cool. Yeah. That's what I say. Everybody's in the middle family, right? That's what it's all about. That's what the whole channel is supposed to be about, is to get to know people, talk to the people in the bands, hopefully eventually is what I'm hoping for. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I figure if enough people are subscribed and this, that, and the other, they like the videos, then they're gonna say, hey, look, this guy's got a bunch of people wanting to know about us, right? So that's the whole point. Because I love it and I want to, just get to know everybody and them. I have 13. All right, cool. 5 days, really? Where to? We'll have to watch it overseas or when you're deployed. Hopefully, right? Okay, good, 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 good. Carson the Great. Yeah, just put it in the comments. Okay. If you're in a band, if anybody's in a band, just let me know. Mention the name. Oh, in Afghanistan. Really? Wow. I'm sorry. Well, it's good and bad, I guess, depending on how you look at it, because, depends on if you want to go to Afghanistan or whatnot. But not everyone wants to just go to Afghanistan or any place else for that matter. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. I didn't know if they had things going on in Afghanistan, to be honest, but maybe they do. I just didn't see it on the news or whatever. Maybe it's something that's just not the normal, like some of the Gulf Wars and things like that. It's a little different, but it's hard saying. Number 13 is Campbell Corpse from Buffalo, New York. While not from California, this band is a brutal death metal sound. It was a focus on gore and has a significant following on the state's extreme metal scene. What's this say? Oh, play the piano. Oh, okay, but not in war. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. I gotcha. It's more like other things you got to do, probably. I'm sure they have. Well, it's like even my family member that plays guitar himself and was in a band himself, and also knows the guys from As I Lay Dying. He actually worked with them in Toledo across the street, which they're in the well, he was in the is in the military, and he had to be deployed to different areas and stuff like that as well. But it wasn't anything to do with a war or anything like that, so it wasn't anything drastic or anything like that, like some people have to deal with. Which I know my cousin actually. was in Desert Storm, is what it was, and he's a vet now. Um, and he lives in Ohio, of course, with the rest of my family. Oh wow, really? Are they deploying people to the Ukraine to help with the fight? That's new to me. I know I've seen a lot of stuff on the news about it. I haven't followed it completely, but yeah, that's not good. God, really, it's gotten to that point. I mean, are you supposed to even be saying anything? Are we the first to know? Shh. So anybody, just in case, I'm in what microphone? Can't see what that is. I'm sorry. You might have to type it out. I apologize. It looks like microphone. I'm in microphone. I'm in. What is that anyway? Oh, crutch. It's a crutch. In crutches. You got a broken leg or foot or ankle. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you're not getting in trouble for that because, well, if that's the case, we're like first ones to know. And actually, I know one of my friends that listens to metal. He has been following the Ukrainian war for a while, and some of the other ones as well. He's a big, he's a death metal fan, so he's like all into the whole battling, fighting, and other stuff. Which yes and no. It depends. I guess he just. I think. Well, if it's the guys that we don't want to win, I guess he's okay with blowing them away, so to speak. But they're still people. They're still human beings. I don't wish anybody death or destruction or whatever. Yeah, which kind of sucks. Bye. I'll be right back. Okay. Anyway, I'll move on from here. At Number 12 is At the Gate from Sweden. Not from California. The death metal band is a strong gothic metal sound, a significant following by the state. Actually, At the Gate sounds like it might be a really good one. Yeah. I'm a Navy SEAL sniper. Ooh. So you're shooting them from far away. Well, see, then you won't have to worry about quite being right in the action. You'll be far enough away, right? Hopefully. Number 11 is Machine Head from Oakland, which is one of my favorite bands, by the way. Thrash metal veterans known for their technical proficiency in groove, latent riffs, and socially conscious lyrics, which they do talk about things of that nature to a point, I think. Never know. Okay, number 10 is Slipknot, even though they're from Des Moines. I know that. In Iowa, sorry. Well, not from California. Some of the members do hail from the state, which is the nine. There's probably gonna be probably from every single state. Who knows? Hello, welcome back. Um, Alistair. This band is a major force in the new metal scene, and their aggressive sound, elaborating mask, and socially conscious lyrics, which most of us already know who Slipknot is. Which is kind of weird. They're number 10. Oh yeah, true. Very true. Very very true. Yeah, because somebody goes bombarding you from overhead or has a drone or who knows what they could strike and knock, but they probably would knock out some of those snipers, I would assume, because that would not be a good thing, right? Okay, now where was I at? Slipknot Perfect Circle is number 9. I might just, oh, me, I am 51 now, and in March of next year I'll be 52. I just turned 51, so yeah, I'm a lot older. I it's like I said before with some of the bands. When I mentioned a band that was a new band, I said, well, to me, if it's 2000 until now, it's probably a newer band, and anything before 2000 is I consider an older band, I guess. But they're not really. 23 years is quite a long time. So if they've been around for at least 10 years or more, probably they're kind of getting there as far as old bands. 32, wow, that's cool. Got your whole life ahead of you. Well, I do too. I got another probably good, what, 40 years maybe? Maybe. I don't know, 90 or 100. Who knows? Who knows? It's hard to say. Let's see here. Perfect Circle. System of a Down is number 8 from Los Angeles. A new Force in new metal, and System of a Down is known for their unique blend of their musical influence of sounds and socially conscious lyrics is about war. Yeah, Lies at the Tablecloth, if everybody knows that song. I'm sure y'all do if you know System, which I'm sure most metalheads know System of a Down. If not, they should because they better, right? I mean, I'm just saying, if you're not, then you shouldn't be probably listening to them. But this is more new metal. It's not like heavy metal, like black metal or whatever. But and I got to see them in 2000 when they first started off. I'm pretty sure that was their first, like concert tour, and they weren't well. They were probably around. They just weren't well known at the time. I don't even know what year they started, to be honest. So I'll have to check that out. It'd be interesting. Number 7 is Lamb of God from Richmond, Virginia. There are people from 8 from California, and the band is a force of groove metal known for their punishing riffs and frontman Randy's distinctive vocals and socially charged lyrics, which he is phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. Oh, wow. That'd be cool. Now, is that better, worse, as far as the whole confrontation? I would assume it's probably worse in the confrontational area where you actually have to engage people, the enemy. Better as far as having less contact or more contact with the enemy, so to speak. If you're, I would think it'd be more like a hand to hand combat type thing. Because I don't even know. I mean, I know the SEALs do some pretty interesting stuff. I know that, and it's pretty strenuous training for that. I wouldn't wish that. Well, as far as me, I'm not in the military. I never have, but I definitely would wish everybody the best in the SEALs because, or any other branch of the military, because it's not an easy thing to do. Definitely not by any means. Just got to listen to your music and just go for it, right? Who knows? Numbers 16 is the Deftones, which I've heard a few of their songs. A major force of alternative metal, Deftones are known for their unique blend of melody, aggression, frontman, Chico. Hello, Zen Zen. I think is that how you say the name? I hope I said that right. Zen Zen? Almost like Zen Zen. Like an exaggeration of the N at the end. I don't know. Hi. Hello back. And say hello to Megan and Alistair and whoever else is on here that I can't see. I got 5 people on here, so some people may not be saying anything. I don't know. That's okay. No biggie. Deftones. Oh, I already said that. Number 5 is Possessed from San Francisco Bay, pioneering thrash metal band known for their raw energy and fast tempos, streetwise lyrics. Number 5 is Megadeth, we all know and love. Los Angeles former Metallica guitarist Dave Mustaine formed Megadeth, another big four band known for their technical proficiency, intricate songwriting, and socially conscious lyrics. I hate to say this to Dave. I know he's been beating himself over the head because he's not number one compared to Metallica, but the way I see it, he is up there with them. To me, he's almost like right next to them as far as I'm concerned when it comes to his music, the popularity, the amount of people that listen to him. I mean, maybe he's not quite number one, but he's pretty darn close. And to me, actually, I think anybody out there, any of us, if we had that level of success, I think we would be definitely grateful for that. I mean, I know I would. If I was like freaking like up there with Metallica, shoot, or one of the top bands, whoever it may be, even if it's not in like another universe where there is no such thing as a Metallica, that kind of thing. It's just one of those things, right? Anyway, number 2 is one of my other all-time favorites besides Megadeth is Slayer Huntington Park from another member of the Big Four. Slayer is notorious for its breakneck speed, aggressive riffs, and dark lyric things. That reminds me, hopefully you guys have heard of the Kerry King stuff because it sounds an awful lot like Slayer. But, I'm hoping that he kind of veers from it just a tad bit, make it his own. You make it a little more unique and not quite so Slayer like, but he wrote the songs for Slayer for that album, and I can understand why it would be that way. But I'm hoping he expands on that because I really, to be honest, to me, the bands that do that kind of stuff that make it sound like themselves but unique at the same time, that's what really sets them apart and makes them a special essence, right? I'm pretty successful. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely right. I am 14. I'm in. Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Welcome. And thank you for being a young person in metal. That reminds me, speaking of young people in metal, there is a younger, not quite that young band called Bloody Wood. Actually, you ought to check them out because they have gotten so big and so popular. And I support them a lot because I knew for a fact that they would become really big. And I still believe that. They weren't well known a while back, probably 5 years. They've been on YouTube. They're an Indian style metal band, and they are phenomenal. They have just released their new album. I got that one because that's how much I believe in their music because I liked it so much. And it was just something, and I kept saying to everybody that I know, it's like these guys are going to be huge. I almost guarantee you. And sure enough, they're beating some of the bands that have been around for 10 years. Yeah, and or longer, So it's one of those things. And I've been right before. I've been right about Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Exodus. I forget who else. Oh, a System. That was another one. I said these guys are going to be great. They're going to be huge, huge bands. Slipknot, especially too, because Slipknot. I remember when I first got introduced to Slipknot, somebody I worked with told me about them. They said you got to check these guys out. These guys are phenomenal. And trust me, you will not be disappointed listening to their music. He says the first song you listen to is "Wait and Bleed." Okay, check that one out. And I sat there for a little contemplating about opening it up or returning it. I go, no, I'm just gonna open it. The heck with it. I'm gonna listen to it. Sure enough, no disappointments whatsoever. It was awesome. Anyway, Metallica, of course, number one of the big four. Blah 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 blah. You pretty much know the whole story about them and the riffs and this, that, and the other. Anyway, some kids who might. Oh, as far as like, it's too bad I can't find kids like me to make a band. Oh, well, you never know. You never know. Oh, okay, you're from the Philippines. Oh, wow, really? Well, you never know. You never know who you're gonna run across. Um, I'm trying to think of something that might help with that because for the Philippines, I'm not sure what the social media style things. Me personally, I think isn't there some social medias where you can actually post to certain areas of whatever country you're from, like it or state or color, like a Facebook or something, that's in the metal industry or I mean that plays guitar. I guess you almost have to hang out in places that do that. Or I know. I got a great idea. Go to an actual concert. Well, it's probably all older people, probably more than likely, but you never know. You might meet somebody younger at some of the concerts, and if they have the passion for the music, maybe they'll learn how to play an instrument with you, so that way they become their own thing. That's a good question because the guys from Bloody Wood, they started off being separated and doing their. I think two of the guys were original. Then they had found a singer and some other people. And now they got a bunch of people in the band. So you never know. You just never know who you're going to come across. That's what I would do personally. I think that would probably be out there with the people, getting to know. Even if they're a little older, why not, right? If they're 20s, 30s, they might have a little experience and know how, and who knows. You might be the next Bloody Wood, right? From India. That'd be cool. Or is it from no Philippines? Sorry, my bad. Philippines. Because the other guys from India. But there's all kinds of them. There's like the Mongolian metal band. There's I think there's one that's I forgot the name of it, but they're really really good. I think they're Hawaiian, and the guy has got this really long curly hair. I forgot the name of the band, but it was he's got this awesome heavy vocals. He is phenomenal when it comes to singing. He is really great. I mean, it may not be for everybody, you know. I think is great, but that doesn't mean, you know, like me, I don't like some bands as much. Like Nine Inch Skills is not my favorite, but I've listened to them and I kind of understand why people like some of their music. They're kind of in between the heavy and the light, which I do like. I like a mixture of super heavy vocals, but then having some clear, decisive, and kind of not. I think part of the reason I don't like them as much is they're kind of like here, and they don't have these changes. The you know, like a heavy riffs, and then this other thing, you know. Oh yeah, really on the war. Oh well, maybe you won't have to go. Hopefully, is it because of the elections maybe, or something else? Who knows? Maybe Putin's kind of come to his senses finally. I don't know, or maybe they've made some sort of agreement arrangement. Who knows? Find people, I guess, makes it a bit lower since I'm looking for an 80s style. Oh, gotcha. Scepter, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're more on the Venom style. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's a very unique flavor of, you know, era of metal music. You know, I can understand that. So you want to have that same feel, that same, I guess, essence of a band, which would be kind of cool. I think that'd be awesome. Then what I would do, I would put a little twist to it. I would make it like a Filipino style, you know, 80s style death metal type thing, like you were talking about. But have some, you know, I think that a lot of bands are doing that now, where they're doing kind of traditional for their area, like some sort of instruments that they use on a day to day basis. It's kind of like Sepultura. They are phenomenal for that. You know, I think it'd be awesome. Oh no, I got you. I got you. Well, there are some bands out there that even if they're newer. Okay, here. Well, this is no, this is an older band. Obituary, the one I'm wearing now, they are phenomenal. They're death metal, and they're from the '80s, so you probably would enjoy these guys, for sure. The newer stuff like Stitched Apart and Nine Nice Kills, not so much. No, Ghost maybe not might not be your thing. Oh, okay. You do know who they are. Okay. I figure you probably did. I didn't know them until the last, what, couple of years because a friend told me about it. I was like, oh, okay. What's that say? No, there are low on all stuff guns. Oh. So they have no choice. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of Hitler in the World War II. I think a lot of theirs. Well, the thing is, I remember when I was growing up learning about World War II is they were saying a lot of the things that were going on was they were running out of soldiers, people to fight because they were dying off, they were killing off so many of them that they actually had kids that were like 15, 16, like Zen Zen here, you know, they're not very old and they were trained to fight in a battle that they were fighting against full grown adult men, you know. That wasn't all of it, but they also had the allies that were fighting against them. It was like everybody against them pretty much, which is kind of scary. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that, because there's quite a few, but I mean there's other countries involved besides just Hitler and all this stuff in Germany. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. In Russia and probably in Germany too. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it a bit. If you don't want to fight, well, guess what? You're not going to be around much longer, huh? Yeah. And I'm sure that, you know, and I remember my uncle, um, there was a time there was supposed to be this interview about this war crimes with this, I think it was a U.S. military um, general or somebody, and they were basically saying that he was he was convicted of a certain type of war crimes. And the way he put it to my he was watching the news and he mentioned something that my mom overheard him saying. He never talks about this hardly at all because he was a cook at the Vietnam War, and he said the one thing you got people they don't those people don't understand is you didn't know who your enemy really was, because it could be a woman, it could be a little kid, it could be a full grown man. You don't know. It was a whole different war from before. You knew who your enemy was then, but the Vietnam War was a totally different ball game, is what he was saying, and he had to. I know that they were not allowed to let any of these starving kids to have any of the food from the cooks, and he had to lock it up, which is pretty. And he said it hurt him so much to do that because he's not that type of person. But they were at war, and he had a job they had to do, and if he didn't do it, he'd probably get in trouble for it, big time. He could probably get court-martialed or whatever, who knows, and get thrown into jail for it. I don't know. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. It's kind of scary. Even even with even now, the Ukrainian war. Plus, there's also all these people in all these other areas that these kids are getting. They're not really involved in the war, but they're being subjugated to it, and it's really bad. I don't wish that on anybody. I was hoping that we could just end it all, because to me, what really matters is being united. To be honest, and I think metal music could do that. I really do. I believe that, especially certain bands. I don't know. Well, hopefully all you guys are doing well. Oh, cool. Chris Kyle. I think. Do I know? I think I've heard that name, but I don't remember. You might have to refresh my memory. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. In the Navy. Okay. And my it's my cousin. He's in the Navy too. He's still in there, and actually was a drill sergeant for the Navy as well for a while. I think he did because he wanted a certain position and he had to do that. It was kind of a little bit more of an office job, so he didn't have to be on the front lines quite as much, but he was in charge of certain things, so he was a little higher up. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, my cousin. I don't know if he has on that at all. I know he went to a post in Japan, I believe. I think that's where he met his wife at the time in Yukari, and eventually they end up parting ways. And now it's a long story. He had somebody who was with, and he basically had a kid with, and then all of a sudden she up and left him, and pretty much doesn't want him to be around his kid, which I don't support at all. I really don't. No matter who it is, every parent should be involved with her kid's life, but he's a part of it a little bit. I think he got to see him some, so which is good. But there's certain circumstances because of the military that's not helped him out. And his dad's the same way, with alcohol and some other stuff, which I kind of tried to say, hey, look, you need to get that crap together and not do that, because that's not going to help your case at all. You gotta be clean. You gotta be a decent human being. Don't do anything stupid. Oh wow, really? His friend killed him? Wow. Chris Kyle? Hmm. That's not good. Wow. That's intense. Was it some sort of confrontation, or was it something to do with that happened in the war? Like where they were at, maybe by accident, or was it like? That's not good. I hate to see that. I'm sorry. I'm starting to fall back in my seat here a little bit. This chair is about ready to fall apart. I've already glued it together, so it's like holding on by a thread. And I haven't found a chair that actually matches what I already have, and I love the chair myself. So I'm hopefully, I can find one like it. But you never know. It's got an adjustable arm on it, which is a nice, soft, cushiony thing. It's not plastic at all, which I love. So I haven't found anything like it yet so far. So now there was something. Oh, I know. This is for Clover and anybody else that's been following the comments we've been talking about. Basically, yes, I am single. Okay. I was talking about somebody else. Um, Chad Gray, his wife is good friends with Heidi Shepard of the Butcher Babies. And I like Chad a lot. I like the band. I like Mudvayne. I love Hell Yeah. I loved everything he's done so far. But his wife's not a bad person. I'm not mad at her at all, no, by any means. It's just that she's good friends with somebody that, not so much I hate. It's more or less that is gotten rubbed me the wrong way a little bit on some things because of certain things that they've done. One, I got chewed out on Twitter because of what I said, which I wasn't trying to be negative at all. I was trying to apologize. Well, now I did a video about apologizing about it. Um, the apology was about something that I was making comments about. Of karma is a you know what, and it pays you back. Basically, what I meant by that was that certain things that she was doing was getting in the way. Doing something to me kind of reflected back a little bit on her a little bit for that. But anyway, he killed Chris because Chris was a better sniper. Oh, really? Oh, that's not good. I thought, what happened to camaraderie there? Did he have to go? It probably ended up going to prison for that one, or military prison for that, because yeah, I don't think the military would go for that, killing each other. If that's the case, that's not good. Not good at all. But anyway, back to the whole thing with the other stuff. Basically, what it boils down to, after my son was about a few years old, my ex-wife left, and I got to see him here and there. And one day I was watching the Super Bowl, and there was an ad for a certain product. I ain't gonna mention names because really it's not that important. It's the person behind it. The ad I didn't know. I just saw this person. I wanted to know who she was, and I called the company. I called the NFL. I called a bunch of people for what, 2 or 3 years. Even some talent agents or advertise, ones that hire people for certain jobs, right? And acting in California, because I figured it's got to be in California, which I wasn't certain at all, but I tried for about 3 years. No luck. For some reason, I wanted to get to know her. Guess what? Years later, down the road, I was listening to music. I heard this band. I thought, man, this band's really good. I mean, let's hear the vocals. I usually listen to the music and then the vocals, and the vocals were really heavy. I liked it a lot. It was really good. It wasn't sappy kind of sounding like some bands where they're kind of like high pitched. Not that great. It matched the music. And when I did that, I started to look up the band, try to figure out who they were and who's in the band, who's the singer is what I thought. The singers, there's two. And then I said, this band is really awesome. I think they're really going to be phenomenally huge. Um, with that, I kind of saw the picture of the two ladies singers, female singers, and the one looked familiar. I thought, man, I've seen that before, but I didn't make that connection, And it says something about, but it was the attitude that she had on that commercial that got my attention. That's what got my attention. Anyway, with that, I wanted to get to know the person. Oh, hold on here. I listened to the military by John. Oh, okay. I don't think I've heard that one. Is that a band or Jonathan Michael Fleming? Military. Is that like a military music type thing? I'm not familiar with that one. I'm sorry. Just let me know, Megan. Um. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going with the story a little bit, but basically what it boils down to is I figured I found their YouTube channel. Oh, okay. He's a veteran. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. He does music. I'm assuming that's military themed, probably. I would assume. Oh, my hands going numb. I can't believe that I was holding my phone so much. My fingers are gone numb. Ah, anyway, I gotta switch hands. Um, okay, that's what I thought. Okay, when you said that, that's what I figured more than likely. I wasn't certain on that one. So, what metal music do you listen to? I'm just curious, Megan. While we're on the subject of bands that you've listened to, or what you listen to, while I'm talking here about the other. Um, Basically, what it boils down to is I found her YouTube channel, and it showed all the commercials or things that she's done, and I go, oh my gosh, it was her. That's what it was. Oh, no metal. Oh, really? She. Well, thanks for watching and subscribing. I appreciate it. There are some really good soft metal music that might be actually like military music. I don't know. I mean, are you listening to country usually or something else maybe? Rock? Like the Stones. The Stones. I just watched the Stones not too long ago and that was phenomenal. I loved it. Every minute. The only thing is I didn't get to see Dead Flowers. And that reminds me, the person I'm just talking about, actually, that's one of the things I did request. I requested that song to be played so I could record it, so I could send it to her if I could. I don't know how I would be able to do it, but I was going to try to do it. Because I already been blocked, yeah, on Instagram because of, I guess I made some certain comments, even though it really wasn't one comment or two was for her. Everything was for somebody else. So yeah. Anyway, the whole thing with the YouTube. That's how I found out who she was. Then I got to know her, and plus, at the time my dad was sick, he wasn't doing so good. He died of cancer. I did talk to her about him, and I said I'm not going to be go. I wanted to go to the concert, and that was about the time when certain individuals were kind of starting to see somebody that became now her husband, unfortunately for me, but me not so much for her, which is nice that she at least she found somebody that cares about her and she cares about him. They care about each other. Um, so it really, I guess for me, it was something that I've been wanting to have happen for a while, and she just within the last what 6 7 years that she or whatever it was that we knew each other, or she knew of me, that it's like, oh, just Candace. Oh, okay. Candace? Kansas? Oh, the type of military. Okay, gotcha. I don't think I've ever listened. I might have listened to some. I'm sure I know some. Hmm. So what brings you to my channel though? I'm just curious now. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying it was just interesting. Maybe it's because it was live. Or I don't know. It's one of those things. The YouTube algorithm knows you better than you think you do. You know yourself, right? Maybe that's what it was. It's like you might like this channel just because it's about music. I do. I like a lot of different music, just not just metal. Okay, thank you. Well, I was just curious because it's like one of those things. Like, okay, so how did they find me, and what happened, and why? Because who, what, when, why, where, and how. You know. But there's a lot of different music out there. There's like jazz and country and other things that I like. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, even then, if we talk to musicians, you might actually learn some things from the musicians themselves, even in a metal band, about your own music that you like. You just never know. Do you know that most metal heads are classical music enthusiasts and buffs? Which not everybody, like Cliff Burton of Metallica, the guitarist that actually passed away, that actually wrote a lot of their earlier stuff, actually influenced a lot of the band's musical writing. And with that, he told them, listen to classical, learn classical. He had a musical, historical, like music theory, music history background. So that's what I'm saying. Even though it may sound heavier, does not necessarily mean it's a bunch of noise. I always tell people that. See, I try to convince people it's much more than noise, but a very strong and important message usually. It's much. Oh, here I know. Example: Megadeth. Megadeth has a song called I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's about endangered species, cage and fright, shock in cold blood, no chance to fight. The stage is set, now pay the price. An ego boost, don't think twice. Technology is the battle's unfair. You pull the hammer without a care. Uh, uh, I don't know all the lyrics to it, but it's about killing off endangered species with guns and making it too easy for them to hunt. If you're gonna do it, do something that's a little bit more of a challenge and stuff, and don't kill innocent, endangered species, right? For one person, isn't it? I know it depends. Well, I always tell people listen to the words and not just the music sometimes, because to me, I mean, for me, I don't know. I start off not listening to any of that, any of this. It was my stepsister that got me into Metallica, and that led to one, to another, to another, to another. I started watching Headbangers Ball, and started getting kind of involved with a little bit heavier bands and more and more and more. And still, now I'm listening to the some really really heavy stuff. But I also still listen to the stuff that's not quite so heavy. Just rock bands: Led Zeppelin, Def Leppard, Deep Purple, the Beatles. Um, I'm trying to think who else. Even like ABBA, which is kind of a way out there. That's like I've heard some of the ABBA stuff is really interesting. Dancing, is it Dancing Queen and some other ones out there. Um, and even some country. There's a few songs. Even James from Metallica has actually sung a few, at least one country song. He was thinking about even doing country. He was thinking about leaving Metallica, doing his own country thing. Go figure. I saw that, but who knows? Um, and then rap too. Oh, Aerosmith is a good example of the mixture of rap and metal, or kind of a. They're more of a groove metal, I think, or new metal. I'm not sure which. Um, so yeah, there's all kinds of stuff, and there's a lot of people that are influenced by other musical artists. Regardless, I think sometimes I think it's you gotta pick apart the the aggression, but really something the aggression is like a therapy. I think they say actually that metalheads are the happiest people in the world, which I tend to agree with. I mean, there are some people that get kind of aggressive, that get kind of angry and upset, but overall, I think people have a deep downside. They're a good heart. Um, Actually, I don't know, you might like Stitched Up Heart. They're not really heavy. Infected Rain's a little bit heavier. They're not super heavy. Raven Black is, oh, her Little Leaks of Anger is interesting. It's a little different. It's not not metal, a military style type sound, but you never know. Now my cousin played the national anthem with a guitar, and it was so phenomenal on a ship. I think it was his navy. I think it was his navy ship. I'm not sure where it was at. I think it was a. I think he was on a what do you call it, aircraft carrier, and I think there was a below like a deck or something like that he was on, and the acoustics in there were phenomenal. It was crazy. Yep, yep. 19. Wow, wow. You're 23. You said right? I think 23. No, you're a little bit older than that, right? I forgot now. You told me how old you were. I don't remember now. I'm sorry. Um, 32. Okay, that's right. Okay, so you've been in there for a while. Um, there is a song. Oh, I know. Hallowed be thy name by Iron Man was originally done, and Machine Head did "Hallowed Be Thy Name" just a tad bit heavier, and it's really cool. It's just it's got a lot of how you say kind of that operatic type style feel. Or at least it's like a stage presence kind of thing. It's like it's got and even Nightwish. You might actually enjoy Nightwish. I just now thought of that. Nightwish is one that's not really heavy at all. They're more opera style, gothic metal. And and Dark Sarah. That's another one that you might want to check out. Just kind of plug in there and just see what you think. That's all I'm saying. You never know. You might actually be a fan. Hard saying. I always like to explore new stuff, regardless. I'm just that way. I'm an explorer of music in general. Period. So even if I don't like it, I might go, okay, I can see where they like this or like that, and why they did this or why they did that. Because Nine Nice Kills is one I'm not too fond of, but they got some interesting. Now Sleep Token's a lot lighter, and I'm not into it. To me, it's almost like a boy band, but with they got weird makeup on, which is cool. I like that part. Um, there's another band that does it. Oh, there's even some Viking metal. They do Viking style sounds, and they don't sound metal at all, or very little. They sound more like a Viking, like a Viking. Kind of. I don't know how you sound like a Viking, but you know what I mean. It's kind of got that feel to it. And there's some Russian bands that are out there that are really cool and interesting too. One I've been listening to, she likes Pantera's Walk and some other ones like that. It's really cool. So yeah. So you've been in there for a long while, quite a while. Quite interesting. For me, it is 12:43. It's almost 1 in the morning, Colorado time. I'm not sure where you're from. The East Coast, probably. I'm assuming, or maybe it's California. Maybe. Well, if you're in the Navy, you're probably up north. I think, right, or in Illinois. I think, because that's where my cousin was at. He was up in Chicago, Illinois, in the naval training base, and then he was in Virginia, where his dad is. I think they're close to a beach or something there. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're 2 hours. 2 hours? Yeah. Yeah. No, 1 hour. You're east. Okay, so Midwest, kind of like in the Kansas time zone, whatever Missouri kind of time zone, I guess. But you're probably more down. You're probably in Virginia. I bet you anything. You're in Virginia. If you're in the military and it's the Navy, got to be Virginia. That's my guess. I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I kind of know some things about the Navy, but not a lot. I'm not proficient in Navy-ness, I guess you could say. But anyway, it's kind of crazy. Me, I'm just trying to do this because I want to get to know people. I want to get to know the bands that are out there, and I want the bands to get to know the people and have a really cool conversation. Me personally, I like meet and greets at the concerts because you get to know the people behind the music. That's why I started the channel because I was so impressed with Raven Black and September. I don't know her. Emily Lazar, I think is her. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. Emily is really nice. She's a really sweet woman. And the guys in the band for her band, I don't know. I don't remember all their names. The one guy is actually from Ohio. He's the guitarist. Um, I didn't get to talk to Sepultura band, the band guys in there because they speak more Brazilian, so they don't speak English very well. But they do know. Well, the singer knows enough to sing the songs, of course. I want to meet new people, but it is hard because of yeah, yeah, PTSD, which is not good. Well, there you go. You're welcome to have a conversation. It's not face to face, so maybe that'll help a little bit. I don't know. I'm not sure what would help with that, to be honest. You seem to be doing pretty good talking to me now, which is great, right? Which is awesome. I like that because I'm the type of person that I'm a social person anyway. So luckily, I don't have the PTSD myself. I do have ADHD without the hyperactivity, but sometimes I do get a little hyper. Not really, but I'm just me. I do talk a lot. That's part of ADD, But anyway, wow. And I was trying to do this on my OBS. It's been acting weird. I got to figure out why it's doing that. I've looked up the error message and I've tried to figure it out. Tried to update the drivers and stuff, but it's not doing. Saying it needs updated drivers for it or whatever. So I haven't been doing my normal stuff, unfortunately. So I'm doing it on my phone this entire time, which I guess you gotta have at least 50 people to do live, which I'm glad and grateful for because if not, I wouldn't be able to do my channel. So, it's one of those things. But anyway, trying to think. I'm trying to think of another band that's light enough that kind of maybe you might be interested in, but not too much. But there's rock bands out there that are really great. Oh, Prodigy is a good just rock band kind of. They're not really metal. Prodigy is an older band like in the '80s, like Zinzin, and plus from the Philippines. I wonder what time it is in the Philippines. Probably like 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. Hmm. Well, see, that's the thing is, I got to think about the meeting new people, going just a concert that you might like, even if it's not that, just anything. You might actually get to talk to people that way. I mean, most people usually go to the concert, they're not always in there to talk to people, so they probably won't bother you too much unless you kind of interact or they interact with you to a point, who knows. You might like the. Oh, okay. By Waka? Huh. Let me hurry and take. Let me see if I can take a screenshot of that. So there you go. That way I know what to look for. So, boy, walk. I think that's I don't think I said that right. I'm very bad at pronouncing things, so I apologize. So if I butchered it. Oh, that reminds me of the picture in the background right there. That's the woman that I was just talking about, the one with the dark black hair. Yeah, she's like to the left. The one I just happened to see, wanted to know, and then years later I found her. Which, to me, the odds of something like that happening at all, period, I think is astronomical. I mean, granted, yes, she was on TV, and yes, she was in music, but still, even then, you know, I guess it's like meeting like something like Dolly Parton years before, and then all of a sudden she becomes famous and everybody knows who she is. I don't know, that kind of thing. But she's not as well known, so she thinks she is. She thinks well, she is a rock star and she is well known, but she's not as well known as other rock stars that are out there or metal rock stars, um, like Slayer, Megadeth. Like Dave Mustaine is very well known. James Hetfield of Metallica, definitely well known. Lars Ulrich, the drummer, of course. Who knows? So I got 2 people in here and 5 likes. I'm so happy. This is great because I mean I'm trying to get my channel growing, and it's really awesome that you subscribed. I appreciate it. I really do. It's kind of interesting. I wonder how people have been finding me lately, though. because I've got a lot more people on here that are new, which is great. So that means that maybe the algorithm is seeing my stuff and saying, "Hey, you might like this, you might like that." So who knows? Who knows? See, now I've got an hour in, so I don't know. Should I leave? Should I stay? Should I go? Is there anything you want to talk about more? Who knows? Usually I don't stay. I usually try to make it 15 minutes, but lately with the live views, it's been like over like an hour or so. Which so far it's an hour. It's been a whole. I kind of glad I do this at later at night because it's kind of be really bad. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, okay, gotcha. I wonder if that's like Andrew Bonicelli, Sarah Brightman. I know Lindsey Stern is a violinist, Apocalyptica for cellos. Um, there's all kinds of people out there, there's singers, and plus there's some there's some swing music. Oh, I know, Steam Powered Giraffe is a steampunk style band that actually is a got the guy's got great vocals. He is very phenomenal. Oh no, yeah, I'm officially numb on my right hand now. God. It's like I can barely feel my fingers because I've been holding my phone for so long. Which I need a little stand for that, but it makes it more interesting this way, though, right? Oh, okay. I've never heard of that before. Ukulele. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was so small. It was kind of hard to see it. So ukulele. Ukuleles are really cool. Tiny Tim. That's there you go. Yeah, with his ukulele. You've heard. I'm sure you've heard of Tiny Tim. I hope so. If not, you need to check it out. He's interesting. And he had a ukulele. Sorry, my hair is kind of like messed up because it's like I don't know. I get this thing where it just kind of pops out all the time. It looks weird. I think so. Somebody else thinks I'm handsome, but I don't know about that. But she'll probably see this and say, Chris, you know you are. At least I think so. You know, it's one of those things. You know. Plus, I've got my weird. I need to trim this down just a little bit. You know. Anyway, the ukulele. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's just that for some reason, well, uh, I got thinning hair just a little bit, but I have something that's supposed to help with that, so I'm hoping that I can get it growing back. I've got some few new hairs growing, which is great. I love it. Um, I want to look a lot better. I want to get rid of that. I see my son gave me some gray, but not too much gray. It's just here, here. Kind of like what's his name from um, Doctor Strange. You know, he has the gray here and the gray here and made gray. I don't think he has gray in the beard, but I do. But anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh man, I have someone that finds me very attractive. Apparently, is what it is, and she's like, "Oh, you're just so handsome. You're being my. I'll say I'll be your number one fan forever." It's like that's so sweet. I love that. She's wonderful, wonderful. Just like everybody else, you know. I get a lot of comments and stuff and responses, so and that's why I was explaining this whole thing with certain individuals and things like that because I think she misunderstood. She thought I was actually dating somebody. I was like, no, 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 I'm still single right now. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Who knows? But I'm not in a big rush. Well, except for one person, maybe I would. But you know, they know who they are. And, you know, it's whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. But anyway, um, I'm trying to think of some other bands or certain other things. Not quite so heavy, but that's maybe metal. But who knows? Oh, okay. So you have 5 more days before you deployed. And now that's in. Was that for the Ukraine or is that some? Yeah, I think it was. You said someplace else. Then eventually there, which I understand. I'm gonna hurry. Give me 1 second here. I've been talking for so long, my throat's getting kind of dry. So I had to get a little something to drink. I'm just not sure what else to say. I'm trying to think of some other bands that are really interesting. I don't know. There's quite a few different bands out there that they have a large range of musical sounds. So even if you don't like the super heavy stuff or whatever, but there are a lot of lighter bands like the light metal, new metal, Sumo Psycho. They're definitely different. I will say that much. Um, oh, Purge of the Heretics. She's a local Denver woman that has a really great band. I got to see them perform live and some other stuff. And there was another band that was really good, but I don't remember their name. They were here. They were opening for Sepultura in Denver. Um, Tides of Technocracy, which is another band. I've mentioned them before. Oh, Mind and no, Mind Incision, I think. There's a lady that I actually got to meet. It was on Instagram, and she was asking me if I was going to. Well, first of all, if I still did drawing, blah blah blah. Um, if I've ever done people and stuff like that. And she was going to be in the Colorado Springs Comic Con. Oh, me? 5'6", a little shorter than that. I think somewhere in there, 5'6". Yeah, I'm taller than some, but not as tall as others, which makes it perfect for certain individuals. I'm not gonna mention their names either, but she was the perfect height. She was about the same height as my ex-wife, I think, which is awesome because I used to have a thing for hugging. A perfect hug is what I called it. Really? Wow. So you're a taller woman. I'm assuming you're a woman because Megan. It's kind of hard to tell from the picture. It's a little small. Oh, okay. Oh, I can add people as moderators. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know I could do that. I can do moderator. I can put in a timeout. I use it from the channel. Pin a message. Oh, that's what that. Okay, I was trying to. Well, on my screen it's really small, so I couldn't tell if it was a person, a cat. I see now. Yeah, black, white. I have a cat myself that I just got back from the vets because she can't. She is not able to, you know, move things through the body on the other end, the waist kind of thing, and we have to give her medicine to get her to do that. So unfortunately, and apparently I lightened it up too much, and yeah, I had to take her to the vet again to get her freed up, I guess you could say, because she wasn't eating. So I probably should do that after a while here, just so that way she has something to eat. Um, I got dry food for her, but she needs probably some more liquids. You know. And I also got a smart scale for her that hopefully will help figure out. It's from Purina. It's a scale that actually kind of measures their weight and what they do and stuff when they're going to the potty, so to speak, to help them with stuff. So, oh wow. So you got a German Shepherd and a. So what happens to the animals when you're gone though? Do you have family that can watch them? Hopefully, I'm sure you do. I'm sure everybody that gets deployed has somebody to watch their animals for them while they're gone. That would suck, especially if you're married to somebody too. It's even worse. Which I'd hate that. That would suck. especially if it's for a long time, because I know sometimes the missions are really long. Oh, okay, they're trained. Trained. The German Shepherd. Was it the dog feed the cat? I doubt that. There are ways of feeding the animals for a while, while you're gone. I know that, but I'm not sure about how long. So it's a what kind of a whitish cat with gray ears. It looks like. Oh, okay. Water for the cat. Okay. Well, that's good. So yeah, you can be gone for a while then. I've got that for my cat and dog. I mean, well, we had a dog, but yeah, got a water dish and stuff like that. Excuse me. I guess so if you go away, they probably go with you. So if you're not too busy, I'm sure they can be, they'll be fine, right? You never know. It depends on the situation, I guess. Wow. 12, 10 months? That's a long time. Wow. Now, is that for the dog and the cat, probably? Oh. Well, I hate to say this, it is getting late, so I might end up hitting the hay myself. Get to bed, get some sleep, and this, that, and the other. Both. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. That's cool. Well, it's nice definitely talking with you and everybody else that watches the channel. I appreciate it. We got we're talking about socially stuff with military stuff and Ukraine and all kinds of other stuff. It's crazy. Oh yeah. Yep, definitely. That's why I only do this 2 nights a week because I probably would not get as much sleep. Who knows? Plus, I also got to come up with ideas. Um, right now, I'm just doing states. Makes it a little easier. Yeah, state, 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 state. But anyway, okay. Well, I am going to say my goodbyes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Um, if you are in a metal band, if you are somebody that's interested in other music, hey, let me know. Just like Megan, right? You never know. Plus, you might find something that you like on here. Who knows? Even if you don't listen to metal music, that's the whole point. I'm trying to get people into just expanding their horizons, and no matter what it is, right? I think music itself is wonderful anyway, but when you expand beyond that to find something new that might be something you never even thought you would like is what's special. I think personally, um, there's all kinds of stuff that I go, I never thought I would listen to that, and I did. Like there's one that's a marble machine that does this whole musical instruments with marbles. It's crazy. A hurdy gurdy. That was another thing I never thought I would like, or I didn't even know what it was until later on. I thought hurdy gurdy, what's that? And then I go, oh wow, it's kind of like kind of reminds you of like a, what do they call that? Not bagpipes, but the big accordion type thing. Anyway, see, there you go. Got to have the music. Keep you calm. Keep you calm. Get your head level. Get your eyes focused on what you're doing. Less distracted that way, probably too. Especially if you're doing sniping. If you're like, I don't know. That's a good question. Does that help with their focus? I know usually music does me that way. I kind of get in the zone, so to speak, in a song I like and I enjoy, and it's just like I just kind of just drift away. Anyway, so with that said, I'm going to say farewell, good night. Don't forget to headbang, like, and subscribe to those buttons, people. I do appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Thanks for talking to me tonight. I really appreciate that for even the ones who don't listen to metal, because to me, maybe I can convince somebody that maybe there's a band out there just for them. Who knows? That you might actually like. It's hard to say. So, you just never know. Um, and who knows if there's somebody that has some other interesting stuff like we talked about tonight too. Go check it. I did do a screenshot of that, so I'll have to check them out. Um, I might have a new interest in a certain musical genre or artist, so to speak, that you never know. Just never know. Because I never thought I'd be where I'm at today listening to metal music, because I thought, no, metal music's too heavy for me. Guess what? Yeah, I am in that spot right now. Go figure. Where I never thought I'd be. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Have a good night. And hope to see you tomorrow night and the weeks coming in the future. Um, I will talk to you all later. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye.